I will say though, just to, continue the common theme of haircuts in the intro, I'm actually pretty stoked with how my haircut's going out.
It's come along nicely since the last week I've seen it.
Yeah.
Well, like they say, 2 weeks after you get a haircut, 2 weeks after is like, that's the good period.
Well, that's what I said when I got it cut. I was like, give it 2 weeks. I think it's been 3. And I think next week I'll be like, this is it. This is the week. Next week will be my week.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks good.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah. Bit of a mullet.
Yeah, well, I wigged out because it was so short, but I'm happy with it now in the long run. I don't know if I go that, do I need to... I'll go back to the same person. Do I trust her now? Because she kind of
Yeah, she gave you a good haircut.
Yeah, but she went shorter than I wanted.
That's not a bad thing, though.
I'll go back to her, I guess. We're peaking. Why?
You just gotta say what you want, what you don't want.
Well, I did say that, and she still just went too short. I don't know.
Yeah, baby. Marshall gets away. Marshall's still going. Marshall's got Richards coming up outside. Now inside.
All right, what's up, nerds? Welcome back to the Barflies podcast, episode 61 today, joined always by my good friend and comrade, Alexander Russell. How are you today, mate?
Sprightly.
Yeah?
But also disappointed, which is a weird combination. World Cup's on, Socceroos played, pumped, absolutely pumped. However, they lost. The one thing we didn't want them to do was lose badly, and they did. That was 4-1 this morning. I'm a bit rattled, especially after scoring that first goal. Me and Kody actually watched it together with a couple of others from the Inner West bubble. And when that first goal got scored, EJ and Ryan were there, and we got up and we were like celebrating. We were like, fucking oath. And then it kind of went downhill from there for the Socceroos. But yeah, it would have been so nice just to get even like 2-1 loss. Nothing too major. But now they have to win to go through.
Who's the schmuck that stayed in bed 10 minutes too long?
And you missed the goal. You missed
me.
it.
It's me. I'm the schmuck, guys.
You missed it.
I missed the goal. Yeah, look, my alarm went off this morning, and I don't know. There's something about it being my day off where I was like, I don't have to get up right now if I don't want to.
You forgot the mighty Socceroos.
And then I knew they were on. Me and EJ had planned to walk to said house to watch the game.
Your
this
whole
morning.
house ended up coming. Kane rocked
Yeah,
up for a
Kane
little
even
bit.
made an appearance. Yeah. So I slept in, and then as I went to get up, the messages started rolling in of how we win. What the how?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, dude, I've stayed in too long. As upon arrival, it went pretty downhill for Australia.
Yeah.
Went back to sort of usual proceedings. I was expecting a 4-5-0 loss, so
Poor bloke from the A-League got terrorised by Mbappe.
What is Ryan Grant fit?
I don't know. I got no idea.
Was he not the best player in the country for a while there?
I don't know. But to be fair, I actually don't know many of the Socceroos players.
Do you know who Ryan Grant is?
Yeah, I know who Ryan Grant is. Yeah. But I actually don't know many
Neither.
of the Socceroos players. I'll be completely honest. I would know more players in the other international teams than the Socceroos.
Yeah, it's weird.
I know a couple,
but I swear in the past, there's always been a small handful of players that, everyone knows. But there's just not.
I think they picked a lot of A-League players recently. That's been Graham Arnold's theme. He picks a lot of A-League players.
Why? Yeah. Anyway.
It's weird. We'll cover in the back page.
Yeah,
but that was kind of our morning to get here.
Yeah. Then we went and got a coffee.
Bacon, egg roll. Felt better.
Yeah.
Beautiful day outside.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a day outside. This is kind of I've been saying it the last couple of days. The forecast this week, it's just getting hotter. It's on an upwards trajectory towards 32 degrees this Saturday. And I've kind of been just reveling in the last few nights where you can sort of sleep with the blanket on.
Right.
And you can pull your blanket all the way up and you go, yeah, it's nice and cool tonight.
I'm tucked in.
I'm tucked in.
Yeah, righto.
Tucked in season is
but your house gets hot.
Yeah, dude. I'm actually thinking about getting a portable aircon for summer.
That's not a bad shout. It does get very hot.
They're like $150 off Marketplace. Me and Kane could split it
You just put it in the middle.
Well, split the price. I'll put it in my room. He can put it in his room if he wants to, but he doesn't have a window. He's only got the doors.
Yeah, right.
And then it'll just cool the whole top floor down.
Yeah, not a bad.
And
shout.
I think the same way that the house traps the heat in.
Traps cold air.
It'll hopefully trap the cold air in once I turn it off and we go to sleep.
Well, I know I've got aircon at my house.
Do you turn it? Do you sleep it on all night, or do you turn it
No,
off?
you just literally put it on for an hour and it sorts you.
Yeah, that's what we. Used
But
to
it
do
is,
at
it
my
is,
mum and dad's.
it is it's sensational.
How good is it?
Oh,
Because to be
amazing.
fair, like the only time the heat really bothers me, and probably
Is
you
at
as well,
night.
is at night.
Yeah, that's the
I can
only
deal
time
with
it
it in the
works
day. You know, it's whatever.
for me. Yeah,
I'm busy.
yeah.
Or like you're usually in rooms that are air conditioned for the most part anyway. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
true.
Like cafe.
I don't mind the
workplace,
heat.
Office.
I don't mind it. Bring the heat, mate.
Yeah, no, neither do I. But yeah, lovely day outside.
Yeah.
Lovely day. Still as it's been really windy the last sort of like 4 or 5 days, but
Mm.
it's nice and still again now. So
Quick weather report, hey?
Quick
weather
weather
report on the Barfly's weather. Here we are. We're fucking all over it today.
forget bomb.
Forget the bomb.
Bomb's not called bomb anymore.
What's it called?
I don't know what it's called, but didn't they like apply to change their name legally or something?
I don't know. Did they?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
don't know anything about that. That is one of my favourite websites. I froth looking at the rain radar.
Well,
There's a bit of rain coming
Yeah,
in.
me too.
I will look at the radar for like 20, 30 minutes
Yeah.
and analyze different, especially if I have something outside over the next day or over on that day or over the next couple of days, like looking at the forecast, looking at the extending out to like the loop. You know how they have like the 64, 128, 256 kilometer and then the 512 kilometer one and then the national, just going in and out, having a look at the wind going, this is going to
Yeah, running your eye.
be my own Tim Bailey and just like, you know.
There's a westerly blowing. It's going to bring over this.
And I actually don't know a lot about how wind and stuff actually works. Like, I'll be completely honest. I don't know much about it. It's more of like a vibe thing when I'm looking at it. I'm like, well, this is going to maybe get here then. And like, yeah. And like looking at the rainfall in different areas. Yeah. It's a bit freak behavior, to be honest.
Not really. I do it.
But I love it.
It's usually sport related, I feel like.
Yeah, usually.
Or
Or like if you're going away, like if you go to like a festival, you're going camping or something.
do you know what's? This has just actually reminded me now. I was like semi-scared of storms until I was like 16.
What?
Yeah. Like legit. They used to make me super anxious.
Please explain.
Like I don't know what to tell you. If it was storming, I hated storms.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you other than that. I just didn't like them.
Probably like I reckon for some degree it's like a built-in thing though.
This
This is not backed up scientifically, but I assume like back in the day, like thousands years ago, there would be some part of like human nature that when there's a storm up, it's like, all right, gets a bit like anxious or like a bit like, oh, I'll go inside.
Gotta find shelter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as well. Like I was really sort of in my early teens, I suppose. Especially given where we live, it was kind of odd. But I was really scared of just natural disasters.
Like a phobia of natural disasters.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a phobia because I've kind of shaken it, you know, as I've come into my 20s. But yeah, I just remembered like we used to watch we had Italian like once a week in primary school. I think in year 5 and 6, and my teacher always used to put on this like movie about Pompeii.
Oh, and it wigged you out.
So I've got a feeling like that's maybe where it stemmed from. And I also saw The Impossible when I was kind of young.
The Impossible.
The Impossible.
Oh, with the tsunami.
With the tsunami.
Yeah, okay.
Natalie Portman, I think's in it.
No, Naomi Campbell and
Naomi
Ewan
what?
McGregor.
Naomi Watts.
No, Naomi Watts, yeah.
Yeah, and Ewan McGregor. Yes. Dude, I cried. Bloody waterworks in that movie. Have you seen it?
Nah.
Sad. Super sad.
Yeah.
But when like the dad gets reunited with his kids,
Spoiler.
it's on for
Massive spoiler.
it's on for young and old.
Really?
Dude, it came out in like 2011.
Still, mate. Spoiler.
Anyway, yeah, so I'm a rain radar guy as well.
That's such an odd
But I
phobia.
used to look at it because I'd be like, oh shit, there's a storm coming. I'm scared.
Right.
But now it's just kind of like, oh cool, there's a storm coming. I actually really like the rain now, and like a storm.
That's so random.
Yeah, it was bizarre because it kind of like
I actually have
I was kind of
I have a
old.
weird phobia thing. I still have it.
yeah.
I have a thing about like tripping over stuff and things being on the floor. Ironically, I do leave clothes on my floor, but it's more like objects, like small objects, like stuff that's like really kind of trip hazard. Like, I don't know.
Are they like? Would it be an object that's like stuck to the ground?
No, not necessarily. It's
like
stuff that's like someone
toy
leaves a
car.
shoe in the middle of the hall or on the middle of the stair. I'm like, oh fuck, I better move that. Or like a bucket or something weird. Like, I don't know, just like like random objects.
Do you reckon you had like a hectic fall as a small child?
No. It's just like recently. It's been like the last couple of years. I just get really weird about it.
That is odd.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Have you tripped over anything like that recently?
No, I've got superb balance. Superb.
I'd argue.
I could be a zipline walker if I wanted to.
I'd argue you have the second best balance on this podcast.
Absolutely not.
Dude, it's like the one thing I get from being 5'6". I get good balance.
Mate, and still no as good as me, mate.
No, I doubt that.
Yep.
Do you know what I stepped on last night? Now, funny you say that.
What?
We were at the pub and we moved tables. And as I've moved tables, I've stepped in a dog water bowl. The thing's flipped up and my whole sock and shin just got drenched with water.
That is a fucking massive boat. Are you serious?
And everyone at the table was like, that's pretty funny, but like also super understandable. Like, you're not expecting to step in a dog bowl at a pub.
That is so good.
Yeah, so that was weird.
Someone left like a box, like a hard plastic box in the middle of the hallway up. And this is like contributed to me thinking why always this. Literally, hard plastic box in the middle of the hallway, and they turned all the lights off upstairs, like some evil, like some evil trick. And I was walking upstairs in my house, and I just I just put my foot in it, and then my shin went boom onto the box, and I just hit the deck, and I was like, "Oh, you fucking, who's done this?" Just blow up deluxe, like massive blow up. And I'm like, fuck, like huge carry on.
Yeah.
Just going, oh, who the fuck has left this here? Turn the light off as well, you dog.
Yeah. It's just all this built up aggression.
And then it just confirmed me why I do it. And I was, that is why. Because of
things like this.
scenarios like this. Because had it not been there, no worries. At least leave the light on if you're going to leave it. Like in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying.
I was rattled. I was so rattled. I was not. I had to cool down for 5 minutes after that.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. I tell you what, when we were at the pub last night, I'm going to toot my own horn a bit in this story, but it's whatever.
Go on then.
When we were at the pub last night, there's some people on the pool table, and we went over and we were like, "Hey guys, like, can we put a coin down, like, to play next game, or we'll come back in 20 minutes or
Good
whatever."
etiquette.
Yeah, like
Good etiquette.
Yeah,
from
like,
you?
can we come and play in like 20 minutes, whatever? And none of them kind of like really were that open. Like they were all kind of like looked at each other inside. Like you could tell they didn't know like the pool pub etiquette.
Right.
Because they all kind of went like,
what?
Oh, that was weird. And then one of them went, yeah, man, like no worries. And so when I walked back, I was like, oh, I don't think they're that keen for us to come and play. Anyway, me and EJ went back over there after like 20 minutes or whatever. And they were still kind of like reluctant to let us play or whatever, but we ended up playing them.
So I was literally about to say, I always throw the offer in. I was like, or if you guys want to keep playing, do you want to verse us in doubles?
Yeah. Well, you play for the table, generally speaking.
Yeah.
You go, if we win, we get the table. If you win, you get the table.
Yeah.
Which goes without saying, but we didn't. I just assumed they would have known that rule. They didn't know it. Anyway, me and Ej went over there, respectfully wiped the floor. We pumped these kids, like
Really?
absolutely pumped them. Like one of them was good, and then the other one was like not that good. But I reckon I missed maybe one shot, and Ej maybe missed one, and we cleared the table in like a couple minutes.
You just smashed them.
Yeah, and then they like kind of like started being nice to us, and like actually being like, "Oh, dude, you guys are really good."
They got game, these guys.
Yeah, and then we were like, "Oh, okay, cool. Like, cheers, guys, no worries." And we like went to call our friends over, and they were like, "Oh, we'll just play like our last game." And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, "Oh, we'll just play like one more." And I was like, that's not how it works. And he's like, "Oh, you can have the table after."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, okay,
Fine.
sure, yeah, whatever, play one more."
Yeah, I feel like that's, it's not necessarily a written down skill. You wouldn't put it on your resume, but I feel like knowing, I mean, we've probably covered it before, but knowing that kind of etiquette is important. Social cues, social etiquette. You got to know this kind of stuff. And if you're listening, you've come to the right place to know it.
Yeah.
You got to, if someone comes up the pool table and you go, "Can we put the unless they've just hopped on and they go, "Oh no, we've just got on," fair play.
Even still, if someone comes up and puts a coin down, you go, we'll play our game. You can challenge us in the next game.
Yeah, but you'd say that. You'd
Yeah.
let them have at least one game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's kind of poor by those blokes.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny how they were being kind of dicks and we just pumped them.
Yeah, street justice, mate.
Street
That's a bit of street justice dished out just there. Let them have it. Let them have it, I
That's
say.
really good stuff.
Um,
Anyway, one more thing before we jump into it.
hit me.
Do we want to talk about
Oh, yeah.
thing? So as discussed on
yeah.
on past episodes, I've been hiding the fact that I have a podcast from my co-workers.
And
But one of my co-workers, also as discussed, has started to overlap into my friend group, my legit friend group.
Worlds collide.
Worlds collide. So it was bound to happen.
And, you know, the old saying goes, loose lips sink ships. And, you know, accidentally, last night, without thinking, I sunk the ship.
Zen met my co-worker and sunk the shit.
Yeah. I was talking to our friend as well, who was with her. And then he was like, oh, what are you doing here? Blah, blah, like over this way. And I was like, oh, you know, I was going to watch the game tomorrow morning with the lads at yours. And then I've got to do the pod afterwards with Kody. And it didn't click that was who it was.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, shit. And then I kind of said it. And Jared, our friend, looked at me. And I looked at him and we were both like, oh, I can't believe you just said it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, cat's out of the bag. My bad. I apologize. And then I was going to try and, like, lie about... Not lie, but there was, like, a plan at work to kind of stitch you up maybe. But
Yeah.
Also,
I got it
I can't.
out of
I failed.
So you failed on 2 occasions.
I've actually taken 2 L's in the last 12 hours.
Yeah.
That regard. But
I'm interested to see the outcome of this.
yeah, my bad.
How quickly it spreads across the entirety of my
Work.
work.
But the thing is,
Because everyone's going to be so interested as well.
I remember people asking me, "Oh, what? Like, how's the pod?" Or they'd be like, "Oh, do you have a podcast?" Because they ended up finding it. Because I remember that everyone's asking me, like, "Oh, what are you doing? Why do you like can't work that day?" Because I remember it was like, "Oh, I can't work Mondays," and they're like, "Why not?" I'm like, "Oh, I have something on," and they're like, "What do you have on?" And then I didn't want to get head noise that people think I'm like do something weirdly secret on like that day. So I was like, "Oh, I just like have a podcast." I just said it, and they're, "Oh, yeah, podcast." I was like, "Oh, fuck."
Yeah, wait.
Wait, everyone, get around.
Xander's got a podcast.
Yeah. And I
You're
was
like, sorry, I've just got a podcast.
Yeah.
I've just got a podcast.
But then they forget about it for a little bit. They just say it and I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, it'll probably be nothing. Like, I probably built it up to be this
Yeah, you
thing.
probably got head noise.
I do have head noise.
Yeah.
And I'm not real. Like,
Shock.
I don't know.
Shock, head noise.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
right? It's just like when you actually, it's funny. It's kind of hard to explain, but like for me personally, when I am like, you know, doing a creative project seriously, you know, whether
Is this what this is?
the entirety of this podcast.
Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. I don't get that.
I was taking the piss out of us.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like the whole thing is a piss take, but it's also not.
No, it's not.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we actually try.
We actually try. That's the funny thing. We're actually trying really fucking hard.
Like pretty hard. Not that hard.
No, not like a cool amount of hard.
But honestly too cool that enough we should be trying hard.
Yeah.
We're honestly taking it a bit too lax.
Yeah. But serious.
It's part of the beauty. Yeah. Anyway, that should be interesting. Can't wait to run into her tomorrow probably.
Oopsie. My bad.
Oh god.
I have actually been chuckling about in my head. I've had a blank moment. I was kind of laughing about that. I think it's quite funny.
About the whole situation.
Yeah, that it was me as well. That stitched you up.
I know. As soon as I heard you were there, I was like, oh, she's gonna find out.
It's done. It's over. It's over. Yeah. Well, there you go.
Last Thursday.
Oh yeah, we did something cool actually last Thursday. We'll jump into it. Last Thursday, we did something quite cool. We were extras in a music video. I've only been extra in a TV advertisement before. Yeah, for an Audi ad. You know, our friends won a competition, and then we were an extra in an ad. It's about as much as the story has. But this time, music video for our good friends at Barley Parsable.
Yep.
And what's their new song called?
So I say.
So I say. There you go.
I think. Should I fact check that?
Double check, but that's what it. Okay, that is what it's called.
Is it?
I'm pretty. I'm now that you've said it, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And it was kind of directed by a couple of our friends as well, and we were there in Manly.
Well, Jared directed it.
Jared directed it.
Jared messaged me initially being like, hey, bro, what are you doing at 6:30 on Thursday morning? And I was like, hopefully sleeping. Why? And he's like, do you want to be an extra on a music video? And at first I was like, yeah, maybe if it's paid or if it's like for our friends. Because I didn't want to just go and like spend my day doing some random like thing for people that I didn't know.
That's fair enough.
On my day off. And then he was like, oh, it's for Bali Passport. I was like, oh. You should have just led with that.
Led with
I don't know,
that,
why
yeah.
didn't you just start with
That's what he said. He led with that to me, and I was like, yeah, all right.
Especially if he's like, I'm directing a music video for Bali Passport. I'd be like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
What time do you want me there?
And then we also know Dave and Kai.
Yes. Oh, it's Till I Say So.
Till I Say So.
There we go. Yeah. So also Dave and Kai, good friends.
Yeah. So that was cool. It was cool to see the makings of that and how all the videos come together and stuff. I felt like a bit of an idiot though, because when I got on set, as I say in the business, I thought that you couldn't talk when they were like filming, but they, you know how they're just like lit, like they're not actually singing and it's not picking up sound. It's just purely video. And then I was like thinking I couldn't speak, but then I heard someone else speaking. I was like, can we speak in here? Like whispering, like, yeah, they can't hear you. Like it's just a video. I was like, okay.
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was a cool experience. Had fun. You got done dirty in one of the behind the scenes photos.
Did I?
Eating a croissant. Like you're just like, yeah.
I haven't even seen
It's
that.
funny. I should have sent it to you. It was really funny.
Where is
it's
that?
actually a good photo, but it's just like your whole mouth is open and you'll just look like you're inhaling this croissant.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good fun. Good to help out Davey and Kai. Davey doing the new Barflies intro for us.
Yes.
Did we already talk about that on here?
No. We have not.
Okay, well, Davey's doing us an intro.
Yeah.
That should be
Exciting. New logo as well for those who noticed.
Yeah, new logo.
Tip of the hat
That
to
was
you,
me.
Mr. Kody Bryant.
That was me.
Original design. You can credit me. It's
Yeah,
okay.
Xander Russell did the original design.
Yep, the roughest sketch of all time. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. Well, you sent me some stuff, and I was like, that is actually a really good idea.
Thank you.
That is a really good idea.
Thank you.
You didn't quite get it as it wasn't as tight as the final logo.
It's not the polished product, mate. You know, rough sketch. But yeah, we got there in the end.
Well, someone's got to lay the scaffolding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, mate. You just come and finish it off, mate.
Yeah, take all the credit.
Yeah, exactly. You beauty.
So a little bit of a rebrand. I don't know if I'm gonna at some point when this thing goes to the moon, gonna have to delete the first 62 episodes because of copyrighted music on the intro. But
yeah, maybe we just play a blank sound for a minute from now on in. Or we just acquire the rights to the song somehow. Maybe we should play whoever owns the rights to that song. We should play them in a game of pool, and whoever wins they gain nothing. We gain a very popular song.
Yeah.
You know,
worth thousands and thousands of dollars.
Maybe millions.
Yeah. Look, we'll
cross that bridge when we get to it.
The intro has been kind of like eating away at me because it's one of those things where it's like copyright is so strict. And it's like to get the rights to an actual song is so hard. And like I didn't want to use and like the song that I'm using is just perfect for the intro.
This is going to be dumb. This is going to sound 100% dumb.
Here we go.
But like, why can't it just be free? Like, why can't you just use music freely?
Because then how would artists get paid?
I don't know. I don't know.
How would music exist if people didn't get paid to make it?
It's existed for thousands of years before that.
Yeah, but
That's my only argument. That's all I've got. But I'm just like, why isn't there more like copyright free music that is popular?
yeah.
You know, surely
Why isn't like the
surely
bottom
like they could get like subsidized somehow by like YouTube or whoever like uses it, and then they're like, okay, well they're using this song, so therefore, you know, like say if it was like connected to Spotify somehow, so Spotify somehow had a way that you could incorporate Spotify songs that were free to use, publicly listed, like free to use, like copyright free music, and then based off that copyright free music, based off that copyright free music, Spotify could then track it and then pay them accordingly. And then, but the way that Spotify could make money from that is then as part of a subscription upgrade, you would get access to that.
Yeah.
And then you could pay artists through that.
Or you
That
could,
is actually a
it'd
great
be
idea.
good if you could just like directly, like, I don't know if you can. We're idiots, okay? So if you actually know about this shit, either ignore us or message us and tell us what's wrong or what's correct, sorry.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool if, like, same thing, you could just put the song and then just, like, link the song. Maybe you can do that. But I don't know. I
Because
honestly,
how do people do it for like imagery and like videos
I
in
don't
like
know.
on YouTube? Because they just credit it.
when
They
it-
literally just go like credit and they just like reference because it's like a reference.
yeah.
But it's not their imagery.
Well, I need to talk to Jenna about it. She was kind of the first
Yeah.
person who told me about it. But Davey actually mentioned it to me. He reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, dude, would you be keen for me to like do an intro for you guys?" And I was like, "Dude, are you kidding?" Yes. And he was kind of like, "Yeah, I was kind of wondering how you were dodging copyright with that." And I was like, "I don't know.
Just moving like,
Bit of clever editing and
Just-
a
yeah.
hat trick on his birthday."
Yeah. Mate, we're just clever fellas, what can we say?
But the shoot was cool. Started in Manly. We filmed it. We filmed at a bar in Manly at 6 a.m, or let's say it was probably 8 by the time we were all there.
Well, what time you were there?
By the time I was there, so it probably started like when I walked in. And the whole bar was blacked out to the point where, like, had someone handed me a beer,
Yeah, there was
I would have
much.
drunk it pretty.
There was actually much discussion about this. Like, now that we're in this bar, there's music and stuff. Is it weird if we had a beverage? That was actually dominating conversation.
yeah,
On the set.
yeah,
I said no. I said I don't think it would be wrong, personally.
no, certainly wouldn't.
You know.
It like, yeah, the day was big, even though you're kind of just like not doing heaps.
Because you went to the second location.
I went to the
as well,
second
didn't you?
shot as well. I can imagine how like taxing that must be on everyone involved, like that process, you know,
Yeah.
like
But it was planned out. It was all like
totally.
yeah,
It was very
preparation, but-
meticulously planned, and like there was a lot of really creative people involved, which was cool. Honestly, kind of like made me aware of how many creative people we're actually surrounded by in our friend group.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we're filming a music video for Davey and Kai. Jared's directing it. Moo's there helping with the film.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's awesome.
We've got this.
And Dylan's not impartial to a bit of screen time.
Oh, he loves a bit of screen time. D-Lo.
yeah, D-Lo was there as well.
D-Lo
mate.
band.
It's crazy.
We're all over it, mate.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And more importantly, Kody and Santa.
Yeah, exactly, mate. And this, hey?
Look, the pioneer of the creative,
World.
the pioneers of the creative.
Creative world, the sphere in which we live in.
Cue our conversation about the ghost wipe
Yeah, exactly.
or the emoji movie.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of photo shoots, on Monday I worked an event which was a photo shoot.
You talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I said, and I don't know what I was.
Did you talk about it on the pod, or did you just?
No, I just told you about it. But I worked a photo shoot, and I wasn't sure what I was expecting when I heard photo shoot, but I was expecting like it to be very hectic, and the like a lot like because then they said, oh, there'll be, I think there was 20 people there. I was expecting to be at least half of them or whatever to be the models for whatever.
Yep.
And I was thinking it would be mostly models, etc., and then maybe a handful of camera people and a director. I was wrong. I was very wrong. It was one model, and then there was about 18, 19 background people like photographer, director of photography, creative director, etc.,
Lights.
director, lights, boom, boom,
Set.
marketing people. You know, and I was expecting it to be like a bit like of like a fashion suit almost. I don't
Yeah.
know what. Maybe it's just because in movies and stuff,
That's a
you
fair
just
assumption.
you just think it's going to be kind of a bit of a larger than life experience, like a very
Yeah.
kind of theatrical experience in a way.
Yep.
But it was not like that at all. It was extremely chill. Everyone was really nice. I don't know. Maybe it was like Devil Wears Prada. I was thinking it would be a bit sassy on set. You know, it was not like that.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
really
yeah.
chill. Everyone was super nice. I was having a good yarn with a couple people.
Nice.
Yep. It was
How many
chill.
hours did you do?
13.
13 hours.
Yeah. I got there at 5:30 in the morning. I left at 6:30.
Nice. Good pay. And were you just cruising, doing uni work and stuff?
Well, uni work's done. I actually enrolled in a summer subject while I was there, but I was actually just looking at. I was just like doing odd jobs and just chilling, but it wasn't like the most stressful day.
Yeah.
They weren't even in there for half the time.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was just kick back.
Nice.
Yeah. But you know what was weird? Another weird thing that happened to me during the week.
What?
So on Friday, I was at the Bottle-O getting a few beverages, and I was at like one of the local Bottle-Os. Go in, browsing around, get what I needed to get. I actually had the Brookvale Union lemon strongs, like the hard lemon drinks they
Lemon
have.
squash ones.
The lemon squash ones, fantastic.
Yeah.
And as I get to the counter, there was the girl at counter, and she's serving me, and she had like a couple neck, kind of like, I'm pretty sure she had like a neck tattoo and stuff, and then had like heaps of piercings on her face, like heaps, like set, like not just septum and eye. I'm talking like ones like here on her cheek and like all that, like massive spaces, like fair bit of
The works.
fair bit of bling. And she goes, "Oh, did you go to this primary school?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did. And I was like, "Did you go there?" She's like, "Yeah, I thought I recognized you, like blah, blah, blah." And she's like, she was like saying like, "Oh, it's so weird, like how you just recognize people like that." And I was just like she said, "It's so weird how you don't because people change how they look so much." And I was finding it kind of ironic because I was like, because she had like all the piercings and stuff. I was like, "Mate, I would have had no idea if you didn't say it."
Did you know who she
I
was?
knew who he was after she said that, and it took me like a couple minutes for it to click. And I didn't entirely know, but it wasn't until I got in the car and I was like, "Oh, that's who it was." But I was like, it was kind of ironic because I was like, I literally would have had no idea.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, it's weird how people change." And
Yeah.
I was like, last time I saw you would have been like a kid.
Yeah.
And now you look completely different. But she was lovely. It was just funny. It was like a funny interaction.
You probably haven't changed all that much
No.
since primary school.
No, not at all. No, still a child. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty bang on.
I went to Mountain Culture Brewery on Monday in the Blue Mountains.
Did you?
Yeah.
Where? With who? What was the occasion?
So our work has a very good relationship with the brewery. So we're doing a collaborative beer with Mountain Culture in the next couple months. So they started the brewing process on Monday, and we did like a excursion up there with all our staff.
Fun.
Yeah. So we rolled in to work at like 7:50 on Monday morning. Tough wake up. And
Carry on.
dude, after the weekend,
True.
7 o'clock on a Monday, like what the whole population does.
Yeah.
But like they don't work weekends. Anyway, by the by. On the road at 8, we got there at like, I want to say like 9:30, 10. And they were like, "Yep, alrighty you guys, welcome to the brewery. We'll give you a quick tour, and then, you guys know how to pour beers. You can just go behind the bar, pour whatever you want. There's cans in the fridge. Take whatever you want.
Help yourself.
Help yourself." And I was like, awesome. How good's this?
Did you get sauced?
I got a little sauce.
Oh, there
I
you
had,
go.
although here's the catch. I was one of the lucky 2 people that had work that arvo. So me, one of the boys, and one of my other colleagues headed back around 1:30, 1:45. But we were pretty heavily drinking from like 10.
How'd you get back?
One of the boys drove. He didn't drink.
Oh, okay.
But it was awesome. We even went to like the Three Sisters.
Yeah.
And there was like 4 people from Mountain Culture like following us around that day. And we rocked up to the Three Sisters and we're just having a little bit of a,
Look around.
yeah, a little walk. This is after a couple beers as well, so just getting some fresh air, whatever. And a couple of them were like, "Oh, we actually brought a case of beers. You guys want one?" I'm like, "Are these guys just trying to get a slot right now? Like, what is going on?"
Fuck, what legends.
Yeah, it was awesome though, dude. One of the best breweries in Australia at the moment.
Really?
Have you had any of their stuff?
Nope.
I'll give you some of their beers. I've got like 20 in the fridge at the moment.
Let's go.
I'll give you one.
Okay. I'm very grateful.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, cheers.
You can have one singular beer.
You beauty.
They're
Thanks.
literally God's nectar.
Is that good?
They're so good.
What do you have?
Their best beer is a New England Pale Ale.
Yeah.
It's called Status Quo.
Yeah, okay.
I was going to say we should have one on the pod today, but it's pretty early.
Come on, mate.
Um,
Do they have lager?
yeah,
Is the lager good?
it's all right. But that's not what
Better
they're-
than Carlton Draft?
No, that's not what they're known for.
Are they known for the New England?
They're known
one?
for all their everything else. Everything other than the lager.
True. I feel like though, if you can't get the lager right, the staple, the bread and butter of the beer making world, that should be that. You should. That's like.
Not for this type of company.
You don't think so?
Not for this type of brewery, no.
I don't know why breweries don't think more about that though.
Well, it's just a market that's like pretty oversaturated anyway. Like, meh, they are like a craft beer brewery. You know?
Fair enough.
So like that's their thing.
Fair enough.
That's their thing.
Okay.
The lager's okay. The other guys really liked it. I'm like, it's all right.
You do drink VB and Reshes though.
That's what I'm saying. I quite
Yeah.
like VB and stuff. So I just, it's by the by. I'm really into their other stuff.
The crafty numbers.
The crafty numbers. So that was awesome. It was awesome. Maybe I should try and like weasel my way into a little sponsorship.
Oh, here we go. Now we're talking.
You want to send us some beers?
Yeah,
We'll
now
review 'em?
we're talking. That would be sick though. A little day trip.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then I rolled back into work, kind of like
Free as well.
Yep, free beers, free lunch, free trip there.
Probably why the taste is so good, mate. Because they're free.
Yeah. Their stout is awesome as well.
Yeah, you do have a little dark number.
Their stout is awesome.
Yeah.
Sobered up by the time we started work again, and then like the rest of the crew kind of rolled back into the pub, and we thought they were just going to keep kicking all night, but they all faded by like 3 in the arvo.
Yeah, that happens if you start early. Kind of
Bloody
fade.
pathetic, mate.
You gotta. It's all about a good night out. It's all about momentum, I believe. That is or like a good session. It's all about momentum. It's all
Gotta
about
build.
It's all about building and elevation. You got to carry. You got to carry through. You can't have moments of quiet.
Well, the quiet was the trip back, but then I was saying it to the guys that came back with me. I was like, it's pretty likely that they're going to fade.
Yeah, because an hour in the car
They need to come in to this pub and go 6 espresso martinis,
and
please.
lift and immediately
lift.
Yeah. No.
Had I not been taken out of the equation, a lift would have happened.
Oh.
I'm adamant a lift would have happened.
Yeah.
I had beers after work. I drank all morning, went to work, and then had beers after. I was fired up, dude. I was fucking ready to
You were
rip.
revved up.
I was revved.
It's a great way to start the
I was
morning.
off it because everyone left. Because
Yeah.
I was like, I'm here working and I'm pumped.
You want to have a go or what?
Yeah, exactly.
Get around me.
Yeah. Anyway, that was my Monday. I didn't do anything on the weekend of note. That was kind of the two exciting points of my week. I can't think of the saying. I'm not far away from going down to Melbourne.
You're going away soon, so you need to be a house mouse. Save some
8
cash.
days.
Oh, 8 days. Are we doing pod next week then?
We'll do the pod next week. Yeah, and I'll be away from Thursday till the following Wednesday.
Okay.
We might have to do a double ep next week.
Ooh, shit.
But then we'll have to record the ep like a week early.
Mm,
Will we be able to do that?
maybe.
Okay. We can talk about that off
Yeah,
camera.
we'll talk about that off camera.
Sorry, I forgot we were-
Logistics can wait.
Have you got anything from the weekend, or we kind of
What do we got? What do we got?
just work?
Yeah, I've been kind of letting, like, kind of in the concept of work and whatnot, and like even some of his customers and such, like people getting your name wrong over like a period of time, but they're doing it because they think that is actually your name. So I've been called like Nick, like 2 different people have called me Nick and Tyler over like a couple of weeks span.
You kind of got a bit of Tyler about
No,
you.
don't say that. No, I don't like it.
He's got Xander's got Tyler.
No, I do not. No.
I reckon you got Tyler about you.
I don't think so.
If you had a Monster Energy snapback, it wouldn't shock me.
yeah, true actually. But I just like over a couple. These like 2 different people were like doing it, and kind of like they didn't mean to. They just kept doing it, and I was kind of liking trying. I didn't correct them because I was like, one, I want to see how long they go till they realize, and 2, it's like they think you're a different person, so it's almost like a new persona. Is when they're calling you a different name. I also got Sam for like a couple weeks as well. Yeah, one of the girls at work who's from South America didn't know that. Like I think when I said my name was Xander, I must have said it too fast, and so she said Sam. She thought it was Sam.
Yeah.
So she just was that. And I was getting called Sam for like weeks. And I'll roll with it.
Yeah.
I didn't mind.
Yeah.
You know? I kind of liked it.
Do you start
name.
building up narratives for these characters?
No, not particularly. But it's more like, do they think this person acts this way? And if someone... And who do they think Xander actually is if my name gets brought up around them? Who's that? I haven't met him yet. Oh, who's this guy? Blah, blah, he was working the other day. Oh, I was working the other day. I didn't see him.
Yeah.
And then they get corrected and they're like, oh, don't you mean Tyler? Don't you mean Sam? No, actually, his name's that.
Well,
and then they, therefore, would also feel kind of dumb.
When I met you, I thought you went by Alex.
No.
Because I got introduced to you as Alex.
No.
And I was like, it must have been very early stages of both my friendship with you and my friendship with Jared, where I was like talking to Jared at work. And I was like, oh, the guy in the kitchen, Alex. And Jared's like, oh, you mean Xander? And I was like, what the Xander?
Who the fuck is that?
Yeah. Been calling you Alex for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. I just don't correct people. I just kind of like it.
Yeah. I actually think I've said that on here before, many moons ago.
Yeah. I just find it kind of funny.
I should start calling you Alex.
Nah, I don't think you should. I can leave it.
I call you Alexander at the start of the episode.
You do, but that is my actual name.
Xander's a sick nickname for Alexander.
This is. I'm pretty happy with it. Are you trying to? Oh, is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah.
I like how it's with a Z as well. Makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. I think it just got
How did that happen?
Origin story. Origin story time. Here we go. So pretty much in year 3 is where it started, and I got given the nickname, and then I got asked to write it down. Like I don't know why, but I had to write it down, and I think I just spelled it with a Z. All the boys in primary school were like, yeah, with a Z, Z-A-N-D-E-R, and then that was it.
Nice.
And then it just stuck, and then everyone some people who I've known for like years, like have just found out recently that my name is actually Alexander.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And they're like, I did not know. I did not know that your name was Alexander. I had no idea. And you're like, yeah, a little fun fact, a little bit of trivia.
Yeah.
And they're like, that has blown me away every time. I had no idea.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Because Xander, if your name was Xander with an X, I'd imagine you to be heaps into like RuneScape chess.
Yeah. True. I do like chess though. I love chess.
Yeah, we'll see. It checks out.
Yeah. I'm a big nerd, mate. Oh, I've been playing chess online recently. I don't know if anyone here plays chess online on the chess app on your phone, but you can start playing the computer and you kind of start at the beginner, which I'm not because I'm a beast, but you kind of work through the stages and there's like intermediate, advanced, whatever. And there's this bloke at the moment who the computer I'm versing called Antonio, and I've been versing him for like a month. And I cannot beat him. And
Really?
it actually makes me angry. I can't enjoy playing at the moment because I try and play, I'm trying to verse his bloke, and I'm getting absolutely towed up. And it makes me genuinely annoyed. I get grumpy playing chess, which you shouldn't.
I feel like chess is supposed to be quite relaxing.
Yeah, and I do not get relaxed. I'm like, oh yeah, fucking just blowing up.
Antonio, where's he from?
He's Slovenian on the game, but it's the computer. Like he's not actually.
Oh, he's not an actual person?
No, it's just computer. Yeah.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
But like, because it's the computer, it's like every time I do something, it makes the perfect move every time. I'm going, how's this fair? And one time, I kid you not, I fucking kid you not, the computer made like a phantom move that like the piece shouldn't make. Like it did like a move and I was like, that actually, you aren't allowed to do that. That's literally against the rules of the game. That piece cannot go there. And I was going, I can't win. Like I literally can't win if the computer's making a bishop go forward. Do you know? It was that kind of thing. Do you know what a bishop is? In chess?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, it was actually...
Wait. Is bishop don't tell me. Is it like the weird one that looks like a temple that can go diagonal?
Yeah. It was actually a castle that did it and it went past a piece, but there was a pawn in front of it and it went in front and they can't skip pieces. And it just skipped it and then took my piece. And I was like, that cannot happen. So that literally is impossible.
Are you sure there's not some like deep technicality that you just might not know?
No. I actually was shocked. I was speechless. I was looking at my phone And I was going, no. And you can go back to cycle through the moves to have a look. And I went back. I went forward. I went back. I went forward. I went back. I went forward. No way. I was like, that did not just happen. And then I logged out and I didn't play again for like a couple of days. It just broke me.
Jeez, you really stuck it to them.
It broke. It really. No, they stuck it to me. It broke me, mate. I was finished.
I've been 8-ball pooling.
Yeah.
I've just got a general pool addiction at the
Yeah,
moment.
you're frothing it
I
right
love
now.
it.
You're frothing pool.
I'm going to make Xander come to the pub with me after this just so I can pump him before he goes home.
I told you, man, I'm going to blitz you. You don't know.
My pool career actually started with you at Narrabeen.
I taught you how to play pool.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. I taught you everything you know, kid. Don't worry about it.
He's already on the back foot, trying to rattle me.
Here we go. Mate, you just got to tell yourself that you're better than me at pool just because you need to, like, have this confidence about you, which is fine. But I don't need to do that, mate, because I'm sure in my game and I know that you're going to get flogged this afternoon in Mick pool, all right?
Sure.
So don't shit the bed too hard. That's all I'll say.
Oh, wait.
This one bit of advice, just try not to shit the bed when you verse me, all right?
I can't wait for this.
Yeah. Have you learned how to break yet? Can you break?
To be
Have
fair,
you been going to did you go back to the gym so you can learn how to break properly?
Yeah, I did.
See that?
I've been like getting the cable machine at the gym and just going.
Unleashing. On the rower.
No, my brakes have gotten better, but I still just like never sink a ball off the brake. I don't know what it is.
You'll get there one day. Don't worry about it, kid.
I'd be shocked if you beat me.
Maybe we should wager something for it.
Like what? What about that palmy that you still owe me from fucking 3 years ago when I bet you?
I paid you for that.
Did you?
Yep. I did. I paid you for that.
Check the tapes.
I have actually. I'm pretty sure I have.
How do you always manage to end up so far over in the frame?
Man, you got to, mate.
Is that my framing on the camera?
Yeah, kick back, mate.
Okay, I'll move over here.
Yeah, there you go. Look at this bloke. See, I rattled him with a bit of novice shit talk, and look at him. He's already rattled. And now he's nitpicking. Now he's nitpicking about the frame in the camera. Hey. Come on, this is what I have to work with, guys. This is like the kind of psycho that we're talking about. He's taking out of me in little microaggressions.
Mate, he's a Nazi, this guy. He's
an absolute freak. Someone help.
Should we move forward? You got anything else you want to discuss today?
Yeah. Does anyone still use a balance band?
You mean a power band?
Power band? Are they still a thing? I was thinking about them the other night. I just popped in my head. I was just thinking, does anyone still use one of those?
Did you have one?
No.
I had one.
I never have. Yeah, you would. You'd probably have 3, I reckon. You'd have the different colour ones.
I thought they were so sick.
Everyone did, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just never... I don't know why I never bought one.
Do you reckon they wool-pulled anyone older than us?
Yes, definitely. 100%.
Well,
Benji Marshall and stuff used to wear them.
Yeah, but he would have been getting paid to wear them, no?
I just think, how did they get away with that? Like, how did they... the idea of the balance band that someone just went... Yeah, we're going to make a lot of money off this. And then they just like literally did these bits of rubber on your wrist with like a little totem thing on it and went, yeah, if you wear this, you're actually going to turn into an athlete.
It was a little magnet. Let me see if you can still buy them.
You definitely, I looked it up. You can 100% buy them still.
Power Balance, the original ones. Should we bring them back? But in a cool way.
Can you?
They're $2.90 on eBay.
I don't think they were ever that cool to begin with.
They were cool, bro. Are you kidding?
Yeah. I think I never had one. I think I never had one because I never knew how to like purchase shit off eBay as a kid. And the only people that could do that in primary school knew how to get onto eBay and buy stuff. Or like get their parents to buy it for them. And then they used to get them. But then I kind of also lost interest in it because I thought they were a bit lame even then. But like in primary school, I don't know, these like 2 guys in particular, I remember, they used to just be able to get anything off eBay. And I always thought it was kind of impressive how they would. Like one time they came to school and they both had like flints. Like to start fires with.
Yeah.
Because we went through a stage. We all went through this stage that we loved Bear Grylls. Like Bear Grylls used to be on SBS, come home from school, boom, straight Bear Grylls on.
Yeah.
Froth. Loved it.
Getting a flint at school is kind of etch.
It was a bit etch. One time we started a small fire on the back of the oval and then some little grass in the lower years dobbed on us. And like the assistant principal came up and was just like, "Don't start fires in the playground." And we're like, "Okay." And she's like, "All right, go back inside."
Yeah.
That was pretty much the extent of the
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah, yeah.
But she was like, "Just don't do that."
Well, that was a nice, respectful
Yeah.
telling off.
It was actually quite. She
You know
was
what?
quite
She-
mature for a bunch of 10-year-olds with weapons to start fire. It was actually quite
like, no,
an
no.
understanding conversation.
Yeah,
I was,
yeah.
shocked.
Well, they're learning survival. Maybe
Yeah.
she was a massive Bear Grylls fan as
And
well.
she gets it. She was like, "Yeah, I get it.
She's like,
You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes."
"You watching 4 o'clock this Saturday?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I'll be watching.
I reckon the Bear Grylls where he gets stung by a bee and
Yeah.
his face, it's like the meme, but his face swells up massively and he's like, I can't even see.
Yeah.
Oh, I reckon that's so funny. Oh, it's not really that funny, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's kinda
just like the photo where he's like, you can't even see. I loved it. Anytime he had to eat, have you seen the one where he eats the grub?
Yeah, the witchetty grub.
And he's like, through the bark. He's like, "Oh, this looks fantastic." And he like bites it. This has got more protein than 3 eggs. And he like bites it and it squishes out onto the camera
Yeah.
and on him. Yeah, that's a good
Gnarly.
one.
That would have been lapping that up.
The one where he gets a lobster. Have you seen where he
No.
he's like on this reef island and he makes shifts like a crab spear or like a spear pretty much. And he's like free diving, right? He's free diving. He swims down. Before this, I'm doing quotation marks. Finds a pair of goggles. Finds. And then he also finds this lobster in the ocean, like in this reef. But like, even though, suspicious how all the pieces of the puzzle have come together, it's still kind of cool.
Yeah.
He like deep dives like 6 meters, catches a lobster, comes up, and then he eats like this, probably what would cost you, $300 at a restaurant or something. He just eats on a beach by fire.
It's actually a really cool show.
It is sick show.
Almost ahead of its time, you could say.
A little bit. Yeah. It was sick. The one where he sleeps in the camel,
Yeah, that one's edge.
that was cool. Yeah. That was sick.
I remember the first one we watched, we were on like a family holiday somewhere. And me and Dad were just randomly watching it because it's so like
engaging.
encapsulating.
You just can't look away.
That's not the word. Just, engaging.
You can't look
That was
away
the
when
same
it's
reason.
on. You're like, I got to keep watching this because I want. And it's short. It's only like 30 minutes. The
Yeah.
episodes.
He was in like Scotland on like the
I've se-
massive headlands.
I've seen that one.
in like, then I remember it being muddy.
And he catches the rabbit.
Isn't it a sheep?
No, he doesn't. Oh. Yeah, maybe.
It is a sheep.
Perhaps. Yeah, he does. That's true. He's pretty crafty, the old Bear Grylls.
Well,
eh?
you'd hope so.
He's pretty bloody crafty.
And it's just, isn't it just so perfect that
Yeah.
his name's Bear?
Yeah, I know.
It can't be, is it? Is it? Or it's Edward or something, I think his name is.
I don't know what his real
I think
name. Have
his
you
name-
heard his kids' names?
No.
Huckleberry and Marmaduke. And his daughter, I think he's got another one that also has a rogue name as well.
That's not it.
But yeah, I reckon he'd be a bit of a rare unit in real life, but he does seem like a pretty nice guy.
Yeah. He'd definitely be weird.
Yeah.
But he'd still be semi-normal. He'd just be like slightly weird.
Yeah, he'd be rare. He'd be rare. He'd be a rare
Rare.
operator. Like,
Rare's
to
a
put
great,
it simply.
rare's a great word.
Yeah.
For it.
Mate, I might rip into some Bear Grylls if I can get my mitts on it at some point soon.
Yeah, I reckon you should.
I've been chewing through TV shows recently, so I might get into it.
Is it on Netflix? I think it is.
I don't know, but I'm going to try and track it down.
You've got every streaming service anyway, don't you? Pretty much.
Yeah, through myself or other people's
Yeah.
accounts. Yeah, I've got my fingers on just about everyone.
Do you have Disney Plus?
I got my brothers. They're like, I'm like the Thanos of streaming services. I got them all, mate, in my gauntlet. And the flick of a wrist, I can get them all.
Nice.
Yeah,
Lead Infinity Stones.
yeah. But instead, it's Disney Plus and Stan
And binge.
and Binge. KO, of course, is the most important one, though. Never forget that. I was trying to explain to an English guy what KO was. He's like, and like at my work, he's like, so it's like Netflix. I'm like, yeah, but it's sport. And he's like, wait, so is it live or is it like pre-record, like old ones? I'm like, it's everything, like
Both.
old, live, international, domestic, any sport you want, pretty much. If it's on there. Apart from football, which is on Optus. And he's like, oh, really? And he's like, how much is that? I was like, $20. So that's pretty good. Because I think Sky and Bell in Sports and stuff in the UK is pretty expensive.
Pretty axy, yeah, from what I've heard.
Yeah. When $20 for for pretty much the three biggest sports in Australia, in AFL cricket, NRL, all games, not bad.
Pretty good.
Not bad.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, should we back page?
Speaking of sport, that's a lovely segue. Oh, all right. Back page. Couple of things to cover. We'll do them in chronological order. So I'll give you a lay of the land. We'll go Rugby League World Cup final. We'll go quick recap on the ODI because I think we already talked about the T20 final. And then we'll go World Cup, Football World Cup. So, Kody, you start us off on the Rugby League. Rugby League. Go on.
Sorry, I just took a really big sip of water.
No, you're right,
We're
mate.
talking. Rugby League World Cup. Where are we at? What do we have to say about this? Not much. I want to say I almost got caught up in the hype of this World Cup thinking that it was going to be good. I knew it wasn't. Deep down, I knew nothing good was. We were maybe going to get one good Australia-New Zealand game. That's kind of what I was thinking.
We definitely got caught up in the end of season hype, thinking about how good it was going to be, but forgot about the realistic aspect that really only the group games are the best games at the World Cup for rugby league.
The group games.
The finals.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Australia, won pretty emphatically.
Pretty comfortably in the final.
Yeah.
But all credit to Samoa. Absolute. What was our predictions? Joe Manu got player of the tournament. I said that. And then I think you might have said Samoa for X Factor team.
Yeah, and I think I said no. I don't know if I said on the pod, but I definitely said Tonga won't do anything. I said Tonga won't do anything productive, and they didn't. They were awful.
So
respectfully to Tonga.
There you go. Right, we're right about something again.
But
I said New Zealand would win, and you said Australia.
Yeah.
But yeah, Samoa, full credit. Like they had the most injuries out of all the nations as well going into the World Cup. And caught up. It seemed like at a lot of turns people were trying to knock these tier 2 nations into trying to so they wouldn't be strengthened, which is dumb because that's the only way you're going to grow the game. But I think that is the best way if they want international rugby league to be successful is for these nations that have typically not ranked as well to play better, go deeper into the tournaments. It's just good for the game.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the only reason they wouldn't want it is because they just want Australia to win all the time. But that's not fun. As much as winning is good, but you want it to be interesting.
Yeah, I agree. It's it's interesting, but like you say, full credit to Samoa for making it there. Jerome Luai had a tournament to remember.
Yeah,
people taking the piss out of him again at the end, saying when they played Australia, he didn't step up. It's like,
who did? Which team beat them? No team beat them in the whole tournament.
That doesn't mean Jerome Luai is not a top tier, right?
Yeah. Anyone ripping Brandon Smith for that, saying that about him.
Yeah.
And the New Zealand players.
Yeah.
Just because they got it out for him, mate.
Yeah. They don't like him because he's good and he's cocky.
Yeah.
He's in the top 10 players for mine.
Rich vein of form. And he's always been a good player.
Good tournament. It's very just inspiring, I imagine, to young Samoan kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Very inspiring. Because
seeing your team
for those guys growing up, they would have had a very, very small handful of superstars that shared the same heritage as them.
Yeah.
Obviously the New Zealand kids would have had
All
Ruben
Blacks.
Wiki and Stacey Jones.
And All Blacks and stuff.
Yeah.
Well.
But for the Tongan and Samoan game to continually grow is
awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's good to watch.
Mm.
It's good to watch.
I'm very much enjoying that, watching that happen.
There's still not many sevens coming out of there. Well, there's not. We're in a 7 shortage anyway. But the two sides are still kind of
Well, 2 of the best 7s in the comp right now have emerged from playing originally fullback in Hughes and Nico Hines.
Yeah.
So, maybe teams have to start looking elsewhere and instead of buying one, build one.
That's a good point.
That's what those guys have done.
That's a good point.
adapt.
See, that's the thing. When Jerome Hughes was a fullback, I don't know if I ever could have seen him as a 7, but it's so obvious that he is a 7 now.
Because you'd have a natural running game, natural ability to pass. It's just more about like teaching about game control and stuff, I guess, and tempo, kicking.
Does anyone sit like? Does anyone come to mind when you think of the current fullbacks?
Well, I mean, the only one I could say would be like playing Ponga at 6, but not necessarily have him as a 7. But then again, like if you're like the dominant the playmaker in your team, like why couldn't Ponga? He already kicks all the time anyway.
Yeah, but it's different though. It is.
Yeah, it is. It is a bit different, and like everyone says he's going to move to 6 anyway. But I don't know. Which other players could I see
Because I can think
there?
of heaps that could play 6, right? Like Brimson, Joey Manu, Teddy could all play 6 if they had to.
Teddy play 6.
Yeah. There's talks of moving him there anyway.
No,
So they can keep Suwali. Yeah.
surely not.
Why not?
Who could play 7? I'm just thinking.
It's really hard to imagine.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of small fullbacks.
Well, like, this is the thing. Like, we're trying to think about it right now. It's obviously hard, but, if you're an expert, like a legitimate expert in rugby league,
We're not NRL masterminds, believe it or not.
you'll know who these play. You'll be able to spot them out. Let's just say it.
Craig Bellamy.
Yeah, Craig Bellamy. But, like, I don't think it's maybe teams are just going to have to adapt a bit.
Yeah, it's
Interesting period.
It's kind of interesting. I always think about like you never really know when the like next generation's sort of coming through, but they're like constantly coming through.
Always. Well, it's starting now.
Yeah,
in the NRL.
but it's such a slow burn. Like they kind of just come through, and before you know it, they're in the NRL. Like Keon Kolomatangi, for example, I'd consider him a regular first grader. I wouldn't have known who he was 12 months ago.
No, would have no clue.
So that's what I'm saying. Like these, like is a 7 just going to come out of the woodwork? Sam Walker's kind of the last one that I can really think of.
Adam Clune, mate.
He's like 27.
Doesn't matter. Well, that's what's kind of happening in the NBA this year. Like last year, I kind of thought that would be the year, but this year particularly is like all the kind of young guys that last year obviously have had 2 really good years developing into like the new generation of players. This year are really like those teams with them are like stepping up, and it's made the comp very close early this season. Like it's a really good season at NBA. Like it's not super predictable. Like teams that are first in like the West, at least the West Conference, it's very close at the moment. And there's a lot happening, and like there's a lot of young and even though there's like a new generation of players who are the stars, there's also like another like couple players behind that who are also coming through. So it's a cool time. It's a cool time in the NBA.
Sick.
Some serious talent going on. Speaking of kind of America and then also rugby league, do you see the Rocks video?
No, what did he do? I actually didn't.
He did like a 5-minute video to the Samoan team in Samoa about like the match because he's got Samoan heritage.
Yeah. Was it cringe?
No, it was actually kind of cool.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. It was like a bit cringe because it's like The Rock, but it was still cool because it was, it was like a nice video and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was still cool. Good exposure. What has he got? Like probably well over 100 million, maybe even 200
I think
million.
he's got 200 million followers.
Instagram followers.
Yeah. True. Did he post it on Insta?
Yep. So not the worst exposure for the game at all.
Yeah.
In America as well, where they want to have a World Cup. Next World Cup might even be there, I think, for rugby league.
Yeah, I think you could be right, actually.
So yeah. All right, we'll move on quickly to the cricket. We talked about the World Cup last week. In between, bit of a random series. There was a three-match ODI series.
Yeah.
Before the Test series, which starts in a week. Pumped.
What day?
I dare say a Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, maybe.
Maybe we'll have it on right here while we're
Absolutely
recording.
I'll be shan't be getting anything done if that's the case.
Do you reckon you could record while the cricket's on?
No.
Why not?
I'd just be watching, man. I wouldn't be able to.
Couldn't you talk and watch?
Maybe.
We'll try.
We'll trial and error. We'll trial and error. But yeah, a couple of the Aussie players, Travis Head, smashing the ball.
Killing it.
Dave Warner played well. Steve Smith uttered the words, "I'm back, baby."
Which is good to see.
So with him, there's been all this talk about like, because he's still been scoring a ton of runs, but just like not world number one at
Runs.
the moment, but still, obviously, probably still the best player in the team. And then he's talking about how he's changed his technique to being, because he's well known for coming right across the stumps and accessing the leg side. But recently he's been getting out
Does that
more
mean,
and more.
Sorry, the casual cricket fan chimes in. Accessing the leg side, does that mean like
As a batter.
attacking down his leg side or back towards?
His leg side. So
Okay.
being able to like hit into the leg side for runs. Because
Like back across your body almost.
Yeah, because typically bowler bowls an off stump, but he walks across, and now that becomes a really straight line. So now he can like dispense the ball like that onto that side.
Right.
So it becomes really hard to bowl to because you're pretty much trained to bowl that way.
Yeah.
To batters. So teams have come up with all these plans to him, and then also I think just having that technique for a while, it's kind of like not as sharp as it was when he was at the top of his game using it. And just a couple of things he was talking about that he kept doing and he kept getting out that way. And now he's reverted back to more.
What was he doing?
He was talking about how he wasn't squaring up to the ball properly. And he was like, the way that his like shoulder was positioned was meaning that he then followed the ball with his bat. Because the bat wasn't underneath his eyes, so he was never in control of a shot, so he would follow the ball a little bit.
Right.
So he was just out of balance.
Okay.
But now he thinks he's fixed that, and he's back in balance. Got a different stance, more of a classical stance, but still kind of being able to access the leg side, which is his strength.
Yeah.
But he's looked good. He's played a couple of those innings not out. He made a quick fire 20 the other night, when they just needed runs. So he's looking pretty sharp in the lead up to the Test series, which is cool.
It's good. Like
see.
I said, it's really good to see. Obviously after his massive Ashes series over in England, after his hiatus, he hasn't really, he hasn't really reached those heights again. And it kind of feels like,
but he's still made he's still been
for sure,
averaging heaps of well.
For sure. But he hasn't, like you said, he hasn't been like world number one, fucking like impossible to get out. Steve Smith, you know what I mean?
He's been making like heaps of like 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, but not making the hundreds that he used to.
Yeah.
And you even watch him, like he takes way longer to do it than usual.
Yeah.
But like that, when he played in England and he made like all those hundreds in those games, that was actually cooked.
Yeah.
Like that was so cooked how good he was then.
Yeah.
And like first Test series back from the not playing Test cricket, comes straight back into the squad and dominates.
Yeah.
Like dominates.
Didn't the whole stadium clap him off as well?
And rightly so.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
is that like,
just gets you like, as a cricket fan, you just, that kind of stuff, you just get up and about for it. It is just.
Does the, the deep rooted hatred and rivalry between Australia and England, does something that impressive, is something only of that magnitude going to like bring down that wall where everyone sort of stands and claps?
Yes.
Like it would take something huge for that to happen, right?
Yeah. Like
so that's a real sort of
like,
testament to what he did.
Yeah, it's just like you just turned up and you just fucked them up in their own house.
I can't ever imagine Joe Root or Ben Stokes doing anything that impressive that they'd get clapped off.
In Australia.
In Australia.
No.
Can you?
No, but I think they would if they did.
No, I agreed.
If they made like a mad 100.
But it's hard to imagine. It's very hard to imagine.
Yeah, but like you would cheer if they did something like pretty hectic like. And he didn't get cheers till like the third or fourth test when he had done it, and he just kept smashing them, and then it happened.
Yeah,
like it wasn't initial.
Yeah, it's really impressive stuff.
I think that. Yeah.
Anyway, I think it's just exciting because like it almost just felt like he had one more
good run of form
before he sort of
his twilight.
I hope this is it.
Yeah, and they're versing the West Indies first two games of the Test series, two series. So like honestly, that's going to be cooked. It's going to be like I kind of feel like they're going to score a lot of runs.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Will there be any changes to the side or would it be similar to?
No, it'll be the same side they've been playing with like the last year. Like Usman, Warner,
Boland.
all that. Yeah. No Boland. Hazelwood will come back.
For Hazelwood, Stark,
Cummings,
Steve,
Lyon.
Gary Lyon.
Yeah. Kerry, Head, Green. Usman, Warner, Smith, Marnus.
Yeah.
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 And I honestly, I reckon those 2 games, I feel like there's going to be a few declarations in there by Australia. I feel like they're going to score some big
Well,
scores.
what did
they're
Head and Warner score yesterday?
100 and 150.
So, what, 250 runs?
But just between them. But, like, that's different. It's in ODI, but I don't know.
Sure.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of runs against the West Indies because they haven't played in Australia in such a long time in Test cricket. So I just don't know how they'll go. I think they're going to get smacked. But, I'll still watch it. I'll still love it.
I'll watch Australia pump the West Indies.
And then the South Africa series after that will be...
That'll be awesome.
Because South Africa's bowling is...
Who's their guy? What's his name?
Rabada. Kagiso Rabada. I think he's got the best strike rate of any bowler that's taken over 200 wickets. Absolute, so underrated in the world of cricket. Like he's up there with like Bumrah, Cummins, him, Hazelwood, probably like four best bowlers for pace in the world. Like he's amazing.
Yeah.
So, and then they've got other really like great players too. So, I think the bowling matchup is so even and so strong that series will definitely come down to, okay, who's batting well.
How's the rest of South Africa's attack?
Their bowling attack? Strong.
Yeah.
Very strong. Yep. Very strong.
Cool.
Very strong.
Should be interesting.
I'm keen. They got a couple of good batters as well. One who I think will be a standout, Aiden Markram. He's kind of like young. He's probably like 24. Good player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pace?
Strong player. No, not a bowler. He's a batter.
Oh, sorry.
I think he'll be quality. So, yeah, just keep your eyes peeled. Get ready.
Can't wait. Let's get into some World Cup before we wrap this thing.
Football, yeah.
We did watch Australia go down to France this morning. France, no Benzema, no Pogba, no Kante.
No Varane.
No Varane. Well, he's on the bench.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's fit or not, but he was on the bench.
Injured.
They've got cattle though.
Oh, serious cattle.
They've got cattle.
They've got some serious
I heard some stat like for the past 4 World Cups, the reigning champ hasn't made it through the group stage.
Yeah.
Can't see that happening this time around.
No, I think that was such smoke and mirrors kind of shit that was going on.
That was dribble.
About France. But in that, the last 3 days before watching the game this morning has been the most... I was so optimistic about the Socceroos. I was like, what if they like get it done? Like, what if they can just got overawed by the occasion? And I was like, they could do it. They could actually do it. Like happens every 4 years.
Yeah.
They could. You never know. They could. And then when I watched last night, Saudi Arabia beat Argentina 2-1, which was a cracking game.
Unreal game.
Absolutely a sick game. I was going, yeah, we can do it. They can do it. Why can't we do it? Blah, blah, blah. No, wrong. So the first 15 minutes, like we said, Australia playing really, really well.
I was slandering Matt Leckie last night at the pub.
He's actually one of our better players.
Yeah, he turned into prime Hazard this morning.
He's actually but the second half we just got run off the park. And the guy who was marking Mbappe, tough gig. No doubt.
Atkinson? Is that his name?
No doubt, tough gig, but also like he didn't do the best job.
Leaps and bounds.
Leaps and like
Mbappe
yeah, there was. I feel like I don't know. He just got run off the park pretty much. Mbappe's. I mean, when you're versing the third like top 3 player of the world, it's probably going to happen. But yeah, it was hard to watch that. I felt bad for him. I felt like I'm saying, I don't know if he did a good job, but tough gig, very tough gig.
My mate marked him in an exhibition match a couple of years ago.
What did he say?
I don't know. I actually never really speak to him. Every time I see him, I kind of forget about it. But I think it was pretty sick. Like even just like standing next to him is pretty cool, I think.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking like Harry's not a slow footballer. No. He's not quick, but he's not slow. And Mbappe made him look slow.
He made this guy look slow.
Yeah.
And they're professional athletes.
Yeah.
He's that fast. It's ridiculous.
And he's even just his leap for the header.
Yeah.
It's so impressive. I kind of forgot how good Mbappe was. I guess because he's kind of hiding away at PSG, you kind of forget. But
are we doing any predictions, by the way? Because we forgot to do them last week. We didn't do any last week.
I reckon Brazil are going to win.
I was going to say Brazil too. I think Brazil will win because their squad is stacked.
Yeah.
If you have or have not seen it. But
who else is there?
But obviously France also like watching them last night. This morning they're pretty good. I want Portugal to win though. I want Portugal to win, but I think Brazil will.
Yeah, I want Argentina to win similarly.
No, I want CR7 to have a good send off.
I
think he's officially left United now. So
Oh, he left.
I think they released him. Yeah, but yeah, the
Wow.
World Cup's on. Great occasion, great time of the year.
It's kind of got a bit of a scat feeling about this World Cup.
Just because of the controversy is just kind of force it to it takes an element of feel away from it.
Yeah.
It's kind of taken the hype and the enjoyment out of it because it's like, oh, do I want now? Because I know that because it's like super corrupt and because they've like fucking hundreds of people have died trying to make
Thousands,
these stadiums.
8,000 people died.
Yeah, like it kind of takes away the enjoyment of the fact that like the World Cup's on, which is like let's be frank, a truly joyous occasion.
Yeah. I would call it that.
You know, and like the other day, like I was thinking about it, like it was kind of cool. I was at work, and there was myself, someone from England, someone from Argentina, and someone from Korea, all talking about the World Cup.
Yeah,
like
that's cool.
people from different corners of the globe. And there was one of the chefs, but I forgot what his nationality was. But he's from like the kind of in Asia,
Indonesia or something.
but no, not that part. It's more like near India, Nepal kind of area. But I'm not sure if he is actually Nepalese or not.
Okay.
But yeah, like
It's the world game, mate. It's the world game.
it was cool. Like, and I was thinking about, I was like literally got all these people here who are all like, and there's also French people at my work who are talking about it as well. Like,
Yeah, I bond with the chefs over the World Cup as well.
yeah, like everyone talking about it, like people from different kind of nationalities.
Yeah,
and,
it's awesome.
You know, and all spaces of life. So I, you know, that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And that's what it's about.
I'm absolutely riding Argentina home. I want Messi to win.
No.
If he wins the World Cup, the GOAT debate's over.
Same with Ronaldo.
No.
How?
We won't get into it.
Okay.
We won't get into it.
Okay. Well, all I say is Ronaldo wouldn't have lost to Saudi Arabia, mate, and butchered 2 chances in the final 5 minutes and a free kick. Oh, and a good free kick too.
Messi would have killed it in the Premier League, so
We'll see. Well, we went to PSG, the coward. All right. Do we got anything else? Oh, music.
was Brazil your bet as well?
Brazil. Top scorer. You know, I think is going to be top scorer. I'm going Lukaku. I reckon Lukaku's going to be the top scorer of the World Cup.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I feel like they'll go deep.
I don't actually know enough about football anymore. When I was in my FIFA boy era, I knew fucking everyone.
Yeah, all over it.
No, I don't really know as much.
Yeah, I definitely think Lukaku is going to do it because like De Bruyne is in mad form.
Yeah.
So I feel like the assists will be on, and then that team as well, like Hazards are playing. They're just like a solid team, Belgium. I don't think their group is too difficult.
Yeah.
I feel like he could be a good shout. And they'll go, like, I assume they'll at least go to the quarterfinals, Belgium.
Yeah, you'd say so.
Like, their team's pretty solid.
I think we'll start to get a bit more of an idea probably this time next week
of
the
who's
direction.
who's who in the zoo.
Yeah.
But yeah, my tip, Lukaku and Brazil will win. X Factor, Portugal.
I'll go Neymar and Brazil. Neymar top goal scorer, Brazil win. And Spain, dark horse.
Oh, yeah. Nice. You know who I think's a little smoky to get out of the group stage? They have a tough group, but I reckon they could do it. South Korea. I reckon.
Who's in their group? Germany?
No, that's Japan's ones with Germany, Spain, and someone else, I think.
Do they have anyone other than Son, though? Or are they just like solid?
They're just like they're just a solid team. Have a look at their group. Their group's difficult, but it kind of could work in their favour because if the other teams are all beating each other
Uruguay,
and it's close. Yeah,
Uruguay, Portugal, and Ghana.
See, tough, but I think like they could maybe sneak through. That is a tough group, though.
I could see Portugal not going through.
Okay. That's just a lie, mate. That's just a straight up lie. Okay. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Music.
Okay, music this week. Song is Radio by Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, and MC Ren.
Nice. There's definitely a theme to your music.
What?
I've noticed.
What is it?
Just that kind of like 80s hip hop influence.
Yeah, true. I do like it.
Yeah.
It's a good sound.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a great sound. I could just, yeah. I don't know. I just enjoy it. I like even like any old songs. I like the sound of like older music. I still like the sound of like new music and whatnot, like rap and other genres. But I don't know, something about old rock, old blues, old hip hop. There's something cool, like something about the sound that.
It's your inner dad.
Yeah, there's something about the sound. I don't know. I just enjoy it. I like I just like it.
Nice, man.
Best description I can give.
Very nice.
Yeah, can't
It's just good.
as Billy Elliot says, feels like electricity. You seen that?
No.
You've never seen Billy Elliot?
No.
You would fucking love Billy Elliot. It's such a good movie.
Would I?
Yeah, it's such a good movie.
Really?
Mate, it's a classic.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
Yeah. I'm neither for nor against.
There's not. I wouldn't know someone that doesn't like the Billy Elliot movie,
Okay, that's a big call.
and that is fact.
There's no one that
I
doesn't.
don't know
like
why I'm
Billy
getting
Elliot.
so G'd up about Billy Elliot right now, but like he's a good movie.
Yeah. Well, I'll check it out at some point in my life.
Yeah, it's based.
Put
All
it on my
right.
list. I'm so tired. I've kind of been like yawning the last half hour.
Yeah, big lift, mate. You're talking about beating me in pool. You're not going to do it like that, hey?
Oh, when the
Hey? Why don't you show some bloody chicken, mate?
I'll show some to you.
Hey,
Don't worry about it.
You dog. All right. Thanks
That's
Thanks for listening, all. Take care. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.